lord of the earthquakes. Harmony with nature, remember? Harmony with nature, the shaker of the land. And of course we have a nice visit to this place. So I'm gonna ask your collaboration, and easily we can walk through all this area in 3 or 4 hours. Because notice how huge it is. It's like 7 acres, all this. You know what? We're gonna use the bus. And we're gonna stop, of course. We're gonna stop in some places. Mainly below the highest construction that you see in front. We're gonna walk to the top of that. Right? Okay? Are we okay with that?
Yeah.
That is the place where we used to sacrifice girls and boys.
Lovely.
Is there any volunteer?
Take the youngest ones.
No.
Oh, okay, that's a good question. Who is the youngest of the
That one. The meat does count.
Yeah. It's made with thousands of small adobe bricks. Yeah? You see the adobe bricks, small ones? Before, guys. Today we honor this hiking on the Inca Trail. 4 days, eh? Hiking on this 5,000 steps to arrive to Machu Picchu through the Sun Gate. It's really something. It's really something.
So what is this? The surface was just hard dirt, and then they just built the walls to or,
I want you to notice this, the way of construction. Along the coast is more abundant the clay and the sand, obviously. Not much rocks. So the stones were gotten from this place. This is naturally a hilly area. Hilly area, naturally. And there are outcrops here. So they were mining these outcrops for this outside only. Up in Cusco you will see a different story. Everything is made of rocks and granite and stones and everything. Okay? This was going from north to south like 3 kilometers. And of course the expansion of the city, notice, is really close. I think, well, any moment they will overtake this place. I don't want that, something like that. But look at that, guys. Eh? You will see clearly the expansion of the city. You see the trees and the green valley? Notice that it's not very big, eh? We are able to see on the other side the deserts. So it's a very narrow valley. At this time of the year, the river looks like a stream. Not really. The buildings, the remains, well, not buildings, the remains that you see on the left-hand side, you see?
Are we going to get out again for a minute?
Oh, remember that I told you that we're going to get off the bus at the Temple of the Sun for a proper view, because it's higher. And we will see this. We will see. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Sure.
Okay,
Vamos, vamos. This is just the beginning. Notice, please, from the mountains is coming this river, and I don't know for how long more, because...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to El Temple del Sol, the Temple of the Sun. Jump, jump, jump. El Temple del Sol. As you can see, it's very, very foggy today. Again, yes. Yes, they
I'm glad I wore my tennis today.
And over there is the sea. I see the sea.
Check out the massive boat.
See that boat there? That's the sea. Just been told I'm going to be sacrificed.
Let me feel your energy, because I can feel it from outside. Yes, and we will talk about it.
What's that down there? Yeah, it is. You're right.
Like cool little islands out there. It's very windy up here. Don't know what the sound quality is going to be like. So that's probably really badly. There we go. Not quite as close in on me. Yes, very windy. No idea what the sound quality is going to be like. But I don't want to be sacrificed. I want to be sacrificed.
Don't forget that bull ring.
He told me I'm going to be sacrificed because I'm the youngest.
Oh, it's okay. I won't let that happen. We'll sacrifice Miss.
No, not salmon.
Then it goes up to
Yeah.
Ecuador and Colombia and Venezuela.
But in Peru at the moment there's a busy.
And that man over there is a sniper.
Even now?
He is watching out for looters. Walking up to the altar. I'm going to be sacrificed.
Well.
Look at that in the distance.
I'll take him, please. I'll take him.
Chance, yeah.
He's gonna be safe. Guys, medallita. Hey, baby, medalla. Hola. You know, amigos, let me explain you in a couple of minutes what I think about the sacrificial things. Right? Just a couple of minutes. I think harmony with nature. You may say that the harmony with nature is very, general. Explain something. Well, still today we have people living up in the mountains that understand better than me, than many people in Lima, harmony with nature. They live on the reeds. Maybe you heard of them. The people living on the Titicaca Lake, on the reeds, floating islands. Reeds. Well, 2-3 months before the rainy season, they go into the reeds looking for eggs because they are hunters still. But they are very careful to see how high is the nest from the level of the lake. They say next rainy season is gonna be up to this high, the water. Before the rainy season, they already observe the behavior of these birds, and they say sometimes it's lower, sometimes it's higher. You know what? Harmony. This is really the thing. This place, the ocean, an incredible source of food for people. Guys, if you have a chance, try seafood all the time while you are on the coast, because it's excellent. sea bass, anchovies, tuna, flounder, beautiful fish. You know what? Sometimes El Niño comes all the way down. And that means no fish, right? And those islands, those are sacred islands. We found idols, Inca idols on top of the island. That was full of guano. Guano is the bird droppings, fertilizers. It was like 2, meters high. And people used to mine those to take to the mainland for fertilizer. In the Inca times they did it. What happens when El Niño phenomenon came and no fish, no food for the birds ran away? No one. Serious problem for these people here, eh? The ruling class and the priests, serious problem for them. How they will, appease all this crowd of people. Of course, that was a time to perform sacrifices. Because obviously they understood that the nature was the most powerful thing. And they performed these sacrifices. Some people say that these chosen girls were, very happy to do that. We have the writings. For example, when the last Inca was martyred, we know that in Cajamarca in the north, because he was not supposed to be martyred, we pay a ransom for his, rescue, and he was martyred anyway. And 30 girls, concubines of him, wives of him, committed suicide. So that's the proof that they were happy to go with him to the next life. Different understanding, I know. Nowadays, you may say, Dante, but guys, this is what I do. Right? And this is why they build a place like this. After all, we are talking about the religious thing that used to control the crowds and all the thing, right? Like nowadays, it still is in some places. Right? So below here we have still lots of rooms hidden. The sand is just too high. Look at this. This is just sand. We're standing on sand. It's like 3-4 meters, full of sand. But below there are rooms where the priest, where the priestess, where the leaders used to stay and perform celebrations and everything. What a place, because between the mountains and the ocean. Today, of course, is a different view of the city with all these Peruvians squatting on the hillside, part of our life. But it's life, right? Is there any question, amigos, maybe?
So this part up here was all Inca built in around 1470?
This is Inca style,
yeah.
Completely Inca style.
And only 50 years before the Spanish